just getting YouTube fired up. As soon as I get YouTube fired up, we'll start talking about how the week is gone, what we're seeing. Talk about how the investment portfolio is moving, and then take questions from anyone. So let me just move this over here. I'm gonna go to the YouTube. Go to the tube. All right, Frank Finance is out there celebrating. Perfect. All right, so it looks like it works just fine. Awesome. All right, everyone, so I see everything's up. Don't mind me. We're going to the gym soon. I look like an absolute rat nest. That's okay, though. That's okay. Because what'd Carly say? Gym tan laundry, even though we don't go tanning or any of that fun stuff. But anywho, what I want to talk about today is how's the investment portfolio going? What am I noticing? How are things evolving? Since the last time I did this conversation, it was a week and a half ago, and it was the first time that I had hit oh shit, that's not what I want. I had hit 20,000 invested. What I'm doing is $2,000 a week. It's nice to see it continue to grow. When that time came, and I invested that, mid last week, the entire market took a shit. I say that lightly. So I remember opening my app and going, okay, I was up like $300-400 on the 20,000, and next thing you know, I'm down like 300-400, and so it was like, damn, market really took a hit. Since then, has it recovered a little bit? This week on Monday, I had purchased some shares and put another 2,000 in, so now 22,000. Continuing the $2,000 a week, just sticking to the plan, sticking to the strategy. But I am still down on everything right now. Instead of being up a couple $100, I'm now down. But the main thing that I just want to talk about is how's the strategy working? How are things moving along? Well, Hayes, what's up, buddy? The strategy itself right now is helping me not focus on the market individually and continue to just keep pumping money in over and over and over. And that's kind of like the main, call it strategy, if you will. So day over day change recently was about $174, which means now I'm only down 114 on the 22,000 invested. And next week, Monday, plan to put another $2,000 into the market again and just keep doing this week after week after week after week. One thing I'd like to share with everyone is how does the dividends come about? Like, where are we at? So when you focus on early retirement and you focus on how do I get there, one of the number one things that you got to ask yourself is, if I retire at 65, I can get Social Security, I can pull on my 401k, all that kind of stuff. Well, what happens if you retire at 40, 45, 50, right? Like, what do you do? Now what do you do? So one of the things that I'm doing is, so point one, pay your house off, okay? That's part one. Paying your house off means that's less expenditures you have every single month. Part two is you got to find a way to get some type of passive income going. So maybe you're a YouTuber, maybe you're a TikToker, maybe you've got a side thing that you like to do, maybe you invest, maybe you got a rental property. You have to find something to generate income in order for you to be able to honestly do that. So thinking about what that looks like, the one thing I focus on right now is I've done the housing side of things. I'm not interested in real estate, rental properties. I'm not interested in being a landlord, and so now I'm getting back into the stock market, and it's kind of cool to watch it grow. From an investment standpoint, we're at $420 of dividends. Now, that is an average monthly of $35. Looks like we got a troll on YouTube. The troll on YouTube goes, invest in Fartcoin. Yap, yap, yap. Stock market boring. Bridge. Bunch of meme coins. If you invest in a unicorn, fart dust 4 days ago at launch at 100, you would have been able to retire 2 days later. But you're stressing over $200. Boring. Oh. Merry Christmas Eve to you as well. To Scotty the Troll. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Anywho, so real quickly, and then the questions are wide open to anyone that wants to chat on it. So if you guys there anything you want to chat about, let's do it. If not, I'll fill you with some ideas of things that I've been doing to get myself ready for the tax season. Because right now, you guys, there's about a week left, and if you're not prepping for taxes this year, I'm going to be honest with you, you're probably throwing money away. But, anywho, okay, so that's where that stuff's at. Let's talk about the portfolio mix quickly, how we're doing on the over-under goal, and where we've got all the money sitting right now. So on the 22,000, we've got just under 15,000 in all 9 sectors, about 1,000 in bonds, about 1,000 international, and then call it, what is that? Just under 5,000 between the S&P 500 value, growth, and mix index funds. So to have the goal of 7.5% across every single one of these portfolios, right now it's pretty much everything's looking good. Like everything's pretty close. And then this shows you the kind of the value that I have in each bucket. So we'll keep moving here. So now, of those sectors, what's my shopping list look like for next week? So here's where I'm thinking. I'm gonna get one S&P financial index fund. That's $500. 2 dividend, which is $250. International, buy 3 international, 1 growth, 3 bond, 1 comm, and 2 energy. The energy sector has been like plummeting right now, so maybe this is a good opportunity for my portfolio to buy the dip, I guess, if you will. But anyways, somehow this just perfectly rounds out to $2,000, and so I'm ready to buy on Monday. Every Monday I like to get involved and start buying then. So my cool little indicator is starting to grow. It's getting bigger. 0.52% of retirement. So I'm almost I'm getting closer to 1% retired. This is gonna take some serious time to get this puppy moving. But for those that are interested in investing, well, it takes time. It takes a lot of time. A lot of time for you to get that puppy going. And it's about discipline. It's about doing it every single week, month, quarterly, whatever it is. You have to stick to it. That's what creates wealth. That's what creates freedom. That's what creates, what do they call it? Fuck you money. Actually, I'm going to take that back. in order to get to that status, that takes a lot of damn time. Or get really lucky. Alright, what do we got in the YouTube chat? Bonus Mom, you said you've been curious about it, but you're too checking to try. What are you referring to? I'm so proud Neil's here for the pep talk. Buy the dip. I will have salsa, please. Do you guys even invest over in Europe, bro? Oh man. SP Mutual Fund or SPY? So all of my stuff, I personally, so this is right here. If I were to go to the pivot, I think, or the data. Okay, here's the tickers on all the stuff that I'm looking at. So S&P 500 VU is like, this is like this puppy right here is my baby for like 401k kind of stuff. So when you ask me like where I look at things, like this is my baby. This is what I like to go into. I'm not crazy enough to go into VUG. That's the growth ETF of the S&P 500. But I like VU. And I personally really like VUIM just because it gives you the growth plus dividend. But the strategy on the live here is mainly to make it diversified and just go from there. Well, if you're about to go into a recession, Neil, you got to get yourself ready. Got to get yourself ready. Got to start pumping in the dollars. But yeah, John, so for me, that's where, wait, where did he go? Where'd you go, John? Where'd you go? Deletes his comment, runs away. What the hell? Anywho, so I want to spend just a minute and give you guys what I would recommend if you haven't already. This is kind of your tip of the week. We're about a week out from the end of the year, and so if you haven't, a good thing to be doing right now would be getting all of your tax stuff together, making sure that you review it. And what I mean by review it is don't get yourself shocked when you go file your taxes. And so taxes are honestly extremely simple to do in terms of like prepping yourself. So one thing I just want to show you guys here is you can go on your, call it pay stub, and go find the year-to-date section of the pay stub. And what you're going to be looking for is total income. And let's say that gives you 50,000. And then you're going to see on there federal and state taxes. Don't worry, like the FICA taxes, Social Security and Medicare, both those taxes are going to be those should be properly taken out. It's these ones that you have to worry about. These are your problems. Now, before you, like, because that'll give you a number. So call it X, right? Now, when you try to figure out what's called taxable income, there's a couple things on your pay stub you might be able to deduct. So one thing is called the standard deduction. So the standard deduction will be, if you're married filing jointly, it's like $29,000, which means it's probably $14,000 for an individual. Somewhere in there, you'll have to look it up and Google it. And then you might pay into health insurance. You might put money into your HSA. You might put money into a 401k. It has to be pre-tax if it's a deduction. So let's say you have 401k traditional and you put away $5,000 and you have health slash HSA, another, call it $5,000. So then what you'll notice is it creates what would be like a taxable number. Bold. Okay, so when you're creating a taxable number, then what you do is you go to the, call it IRS, and look up the tax brackets. And just like grabbing something really quick off Google, if I slap this in here, you'll see it says these brackets. So the first 11,000's at 10%. The second, call it chunk of money here, is, so I'm going to grab this, I'm going to bring it into my Excel. Okay, so now what it's saying is here's my thresholds. So you can go in here and you can say 10% equals 11,600 times 0.10. And then you can say, all right, from 11,600 to 47,000, it looks like I'm here. So then I go 12% and I go equals this value less 11,600. And then that's what's in the 12% bracket. And then I times it by 0.12. Okay, so then it tells me what my total tax will be. And so that says here federally that it looks like my number is 2,800. So then you can compare this and say, what did my employer take out versus what is here, kind of thing. Now, the other thing that this doesn't include is this is just one pay stub. You might have gambling hand pays, or you might have other side incomes. Like, this is a very, very simple illustration here. But what it's trying to show you is if you wanted to try to help get yourself in front of like what could happen, you're gonna want to come in here and, like, honestly go get you should have your last pay stubs. There should be a year-to-date section on there that tells you total income. There's a couple of standard deductions, things that you can deduct from there, which would be like your 401k if it's traditional. Roth is not. Your HSA or your health insurance, and then everyone gets the standard deduction. So, this is kind of the simple way to build up what is this number. And this is what matters right here, this guy. And then these numbers, federal and state, these are going to be the numbers that are actually on your year-to-date. You can look at them, and it will tell you, right? Like, so maybe I can grab, let's see if I can find example of pay stub. Let's see if I can grab a random pay stub at the end of the year. Here, whatever this is. Let's grab this. Visit. Okay. So now if I grab, this and I take this into here. Okay. So what I did here is I grabbed an example of a pay stub for everyone. So when you come out here and look at it, you can see in this section, this is an example of like a normal pay stub, what it will look like. This is an illustration of, employee name XYZ at XYZ, whatever. Who cares about all this? You're going to look here and you're going to see your total income. That number, that 20, like, that's your number. And then over here, you're going to see federal and you're going to see state. Those two are the numbers I'm talking about. Those are the ones that you enter here and here. And you're going to compare this guy compared to this. And that'll help you understand, like, are you in a good state or are you in a bad state? Okay? Then, next. Over here, before tax deductions, after tax deductions. Well, before tax deductions, you could say, like, the retirement accounts or things of that nature are going to be reductions here. What's up? What in the hell?
I found this out. It's a long time ago, and I forgot that so it's like see-through here. So I needed something black, but I forgot I had this it's like a shirt, so that I am wearing it over it. And it's cheap print, like my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carly's rocking an AC/DC shirt to go
I don't know
work
how
out.
I can get in your view.
Well, you can be in that TikTok view.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, I'm kind of in the other view, just without a head.
Yeah, you just got
Yeah.
AC/DC.
And this pre-workout that tastes like battery acid.
Yeah. So,
I think I'm gonna go work out and then maybe run some Christmas errands.
what?
Or do you want to come with me?
I thought we were working out.
Okay, that's fine.
I gotta finish this.
No, you're fine. I
Okay.
wasn't sure if you were
All
invested in
right.
a
I'll
2-hour
come
stream.
I'll come up in like 2 minutes.
No, it's fine. My phone's
Oh.
charging. I just didn't know what your timing was.
Okay. Oh, I'm never gonna get anything done if I get my
Okay,
head
bye.
scratched. I'm like, do it again.
What?
Anyways, I said do it again. Anyways, when we look at this, you'll see like before tax deductions. These are things that you could, like, there's a good chance that those are going to be your deductions against what you have. So that's what you're looking for. And state, so I did this federally. Obviously, if you go look at the IRS, you're either married filing jointly, head of household, or single. Depending on how your filing status is, it'll tell you like the brackets. Below, above, below, above, below, above. So like when it says, my favorite thing is when someone tries to tell you, oh my God, my bonus got me into the next tax bracket. That's not how that works. That's not how any of this works. Like when people say that, it cracks me up. Like, I'm sorry that no one ever taught you this, but that's not what that means. Now, if you're going to say one's ordinary income versus one is passive income, yes, that is different. But straight up, getting yourself in a new tax bracket is a good thing. It's a good thing because you're making more money. And yes, there's a marginally higher tax rate on the step up of that. So, like in the instance on this view here, if someone made over 100,000 taxable income as a single individual, and they were, from 47 to 100, they were taxed at 22%, and then they made 110. Let's say they got a bonus. They're like, no, I got to 110. The 10,000 is taxed at 24%. Not all of it. Just the 10. Just the step up above it. That's it. Hey, Katie. Happy holidays. We say Merry Christmas around here. Oh, it's actually Christmas Eve. But I respect it. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Whatever you say works for me too. That is true, Neil. A lot of people do have tax softwares or they've got their own accountant that helps them with everything. And I can't emphasize enough the amount of people that go into the end of the year and don't get themselves prepared for the taxes that are coming. I mean, it's brutal. It's brutal. Now, if you're like, how do I feel comfortable talking about this stuff? I am a licensed CPA in multiple states, and I am not your tax professional, but I do understand tax law. I kind of had to pass my exam. So, I do have that stuff I can teach people. Anyways, I think Carly's getting antsy to go to the gym here. I wanted to share the portfolio update. Where are we at? Maybe talk a little bit about some finances. What I want to do is, each time I keep doing this conversation, we're going to get back into a rhythm where we, today we talked a little bit about taxes. Hey, what should you be thinking about? Next week we'll do the same concept. We'll do a little bit of, here's where we're at. Maybe we'll start talking about some other stuff like budgeting or something that's of interest to you guys. So please, if you're watching and you enjoy this, either drop the comment below or come to the next time I go live. As soon as I find a way to become more consistent, that would be awesome. But for now, this is this. It's recorded. You can go back and watch it later. All that fun stuff. But may or may not. Well, not may or may not. Will be playing Apex later tonight. Got to push Diamond on Slots to Be Frank on Twitch. Just like my my other handle on YouTube or TikTok. But you guys have a great time with your family, friends, and everything else. We will actually be visiting family a little bit off of the holiday. So we're kind of being homebodies for right now. And that'll allow us to have some cat sitters so that we don't have to lug all of the cats and the bird with us. So that makes it nice. So anyways, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate having some viewership. TikTok, you guys are quiet as hell. Thanks, Eric, for talking. Hell yeah, man. And we'll catch y'all later. That is all. Oh, God. Now I got to figure out how to shut the TikTok off.